Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down the 40 most played country records in the USA as they're compiled by MediaBase 24/7 for the week ending February 7th, 2026. Before I start counting down this week's biggest hits, let's take a look back at last week's top three. Number three was How Far Does a Goodbye Go by Jason Aldean. Number two was Choosing Texas by Ella Langley. And the number one song last week was Favorite Country Song by Hardy. Now, well, where will Hardy be at on this week's countdown with his favorite country song? Let's begin our journey to find it out. All right, here's the first of the 40 biggest hits. It's the first of two debuts. It's new from Zach Top. He comes in at number 40 with his fourth top 40 hit, South of Sanity. Holding steady at number 39 is the new one from Shane Prophet, his second top 40 hit called Long Live Country. And holding at number 38 for the week is Caroline Jones, No Tellin'. And here's her second debut, rolling in at number 37. It's the new one from Lauren Elena and Chase Matthew called All My Exes. With two debuts, we say goodbye to two droppers falling out this week 6 months later and Stay Country or Die Trying. On with the countdown for another week at number 36. Here's Josh Rouse and Hate How You Look. At number 35, moving up two spots, John Morgan with Kid Myself. At number 34, up a notch, Nate Smith and Tyler Hubbard with After Midnight. At number 33, up a notch, here's Gavin Adcock with Never Call Again. And here's the week's fastest climbing hit, up 8 notches to number 32. It's Luke Combs with Sleepless in a Hotel Room. At number 31, up a notch, here's Bailey Zimmerman with Chevy Silverado. In their 14th week in the countdown, they hold at number 30, Low Cash and Wrong Hearts. Up 4 notches to number 29, it's Tucker Wetmore with Brunette. At number 28, up 3 spots, Corey Kent and Co Wetzel with Rocky Mountain Low. At number 27, up a notch, it's Kelsey Ballerini with Baggage. At number 26, moving up 1, it's Megan Maroney with Beautiful Things. At number 25 again this week, it's Preston Cooper in Wake. At number 24, up 2 spots, Old Dominion with Making Good Time. Up 6 notches to number 23, it's Riley Green with Change My Mind. At number 22, in its 30th week on the chart, here's Chris Young moving up 2 spots with Till the Last One Dies. At number 21, moving up 1, it's Vincent Mason with Wish You Well. In his 28th week in the countdown, he's up 3 spots to number 20, Chris Jansen with Me and a Beer. At number 19, climbing 1, it's Megan Patrick with Golden Child. Up 3 notches to number 18, his 10th week on the chart, Jordan Davis with Turn This Truck Around. At number 17, moving up 2, it's Miranda Lambert and Chris Stapleton, A Song to Sing. At number 16, up 2 spots, Morgan Wallen and Post Malone, called I Ain't Coming Back. At number 15, moving up 2, it's Ty Myers and Ends of the Earth. At number 14, climbing 2 spots, Cody Johnson with The Fall. At number 13, his 52nd week on the chart, Rascal Flatts and the Jonas Brothers climbing 2 spots with I Dare You. At number 12, up 2 spots, it's Dylan Scott with What He'll Never Have. And the 11th ranked country hit this week, in his 11th week in the countdown, here's Luke Combs, up 2 spots with Days Like These. Right, the first of the 10 biggest hits belongs to Max McNown. He climbs 2 spots to number 10, scoring his first top 10 country hit with Better Me for You, Brown Eyes. At number 9 again this week, here's Justin Moore with Time's Ticking. At number 8 again this week, here's Thomas Rhett and Jordan Davis with Ain't a Bad Life. Holding at number 7 this week, it's Hudson Westbrook and House Again. At number 6 again this week, it's Shabuzi and Jelly Roll with Amen. At number 5 again this week, here's Morgan Wallen and 20 Cigarettes. At number 4, slipping a notch, here's Jason Aldean and How Far Does a Goodbye Go. At number 3, slipping back 1, it's Ella Langley with Choosing Texas. The song at number 2 this week, climbing 2 spots, belongs to George Burge, and It Won't Be Long. And the number 1 song in country music for the second week in a row belongs to Hardy from his Country CD. The song is Favorite Country Song, his 5th number 1 country hit. And there you have it, our countdown of the 40 most played country records in the USA. Join me again next week. Once again, we will count them down and find out who's got the number 1 song in the USA. Thanks for listening.